Path of mindfulness.
Yeah.
And today we will understand deeply the first path of the Eightfold Path of mindfulness. Last time we discussed that there is a right knowledge, right intention, right thought, speech, action, right livelihood. So all these are the six, and after understanding with the clarity, we move to the right mindfulness, and the highest state of the mindfulness is the eighth path, which is you can say samadhi. Just for the sake of understanding, it is a beautiful. The samadhi, when we say samadhi, it is next to mindfulness. But literal meaning of samadhi is beautiful. It means solution. But what is the solution? Solution of all the sufferings that we experience in our daily life, in personal, professional, social. When you find the solution, you only find the solution when you awaken to real self. When you know what is real self. Take an example. Every time you see the sky, and we all see the sky is blue. But the fact is, sky is not blue. So when I know that sky is not blue, the sky remains blue even when I watch it. But one thing happens. I know that it is not blue. See that. Understand again. First time I see the sky and I see that, is it not the blue sky? No. How come I see it? So, the science explains that the sky in fact appears blue, but it is not blue. And then I understand. Every time now I see the sky, yes, I still see the blue, but I know it is not. Now use the same example. I talk to a person and my mind is expecting happiness from him or her. Do I know that happiness doesn't lie in others? Happiness lies in me. Peace and happiness are my essential nature. That level of awareness is required. That level of awareness is required. You see that is one. I gave the example. Now when I go to the sea beach and I say, oh, what a beautiful waves and what a beautiful ocean. Pay attention. Beautiful waves. What is inside the wave? It is a water. And what is an ocean? Without water, can you have an ocean? No. And we forget that. We forget that. We don't have a right knowledge. Whether it is a wave, whether it is an ocean, it is water. Can you create an ocean without water? Can you have a wave without water? So water is an essence. Similarly, our real self is an essence. What is outside? I am my body. Really? I am my mind. Really? Am I my breath? Really? I think that I have a pain. Is a thought me? You see that? We have to go deeper and deeper and deeper with every step. So, the first step, that is why all masters talks about right knowledge in a different way. So let us understand before we go for a practice what is right knowledge, why right knowledge, how right knowledge, followed by the practice. So what is right knowledge? Beautiful answer given by one master. The right knowledge is that liberates you from suffering, pain, anxiety, duality, conflict. How the right knowledge can help me to get rid of the conflict? Simple day-to-day example. You're driving a car to my home and then you miss. You take another ramp and then you ask someone, you find, oh, that is what it is. And you reach to my home. We need the right knowledge at every step. And the science has made a tremendous progress in understanding the phenomena of the nature outside. Science has yet to understand what is this mind. The mind knows everything, we don't know the mind. And it is the mind that has a knowledge and that has also an ignorance. How to get rid of that ignorance? By knowledge. Can you get rid of the ignorance by action? No, I am jogging for 5 hours and then I will awaken to myself. It never happens. It never happens. So Buddha argues, oh, you have started breathing, doing pranayama? Well, can this pranayama help you reach to the knowledge? No. That is why we say the journey of the mindfulness is an effortless, natural practice where you have not to do anything. But now coming specifically to the right knowledge. So first thing that we have understood, all master says it is the knowledge that makes you free from the suffering. So it means suffering has to do with my ignorance. And what is ignorance? It is incomplete knowledge about myself. So that incomplete knowledge about myself causes me the suffering, anxiety, stress, duality, fears, and problems. Second part, right knowledge. So we ask the mind to find out that is never changing reality. Never changing reality. You wake up in the morning, let your mind find out. His body is never changing reality? No, it is constantly changing. Is the breath never changing reality? No, the breath is also changing. Is the mind never changing reality? No. Mind is also constantly changing. My intellect, it is also constantly changing. Right? Then my ego, ego is constantly changing. Sometimes I say that I am depressed and sometimes I say that I am happy. So what should we do? I know that everything is changing. You are changing, I am changing, person is changing, things are changing. Then where I have to go? So there the master says you have to rely on the teachings of the masters. They explain you the principles. Okay, the science also has principles. So the Eastern wisdom says all our principles aims at discovery of subjective reality. Whereas the goal of the science is to find the truth in the objective reality. Take one example. They went to the Mars. Even including India and people, 3 countries have gone to the Mars. Can going to the Mars has ever helped me to bring an end to my suffering? No. People landed on the moon. It didn't help me. I'm still suffering. So that is objective reality. The science finds out the truth in the external world, including the body, mind, intellect, behavior, attitude, personality, astronomy, astrology, biology, chemistry, and archaeology, and we have hundreds of branches of the science. So here our master says, can you come near to you by studying any branches of the science? No. It is objective reality. What we are searching? We are searching subjective reality. I am looking for who am I? I am not looking for who am I not. That is the first seed in our mind sown by every master. It says, no, you have to go within. You have to look within. You have to find yourself. You have to search yourself. And it is the beginning of the Eastern wisdom. It is also beginning of a mindfulness journey, because now I have started understanding. How that understanding helps us? How simple it is. How that understanding helps me. When I understand and learn the principles from the masters that mindfulness is nothing but to discover the subjective reality, and that is never changing. And I become aware of it. The moment we are aware, and what happens? The thoughts that is pushing me to run outside, the thoughts of the duality and the conflict and the anxiety and the fear drops away. Why? It is related to objective reality. It is related to external world. How can you have fear if there is only one reality? That is our discovery. Because in order to have a fear, I need to have 2 or more than 2. The moment I experience and is different from me, then I may have fear, I may have love, I may have hatred, I may have anxiety. But if there is only one, look at it. So once we understand these principles and learn it, the second step comes the contemplation. I have to reflect on it. Every day in the morning when I wake up, I have been saying, peace is my essential nature. Oh, peace is my essential nature. Really? Let me look at it. Where lies it? It lies within me. The mind drops its doubt. Mind drops its conflict. Why? The conflict has come from outside. But mind is looking inside. Like the storm is outside, I rush inside and close the door. Look at it. That's what I have been saying every time. So that is what is right knowledge. Buddha says, Appadipo bhava. Be light unto yourself. Buddha says another, know thyself. What is mindfulness? Buddha said to one of his disciples, know thyself. What? How to bring an end to the suffering? Buddha says, know thyself. See that. So right knowledge is never changing reality. It is our real self. It is our true nature. And that true nature is of the nature of peace, love, happiness, wisdom. Here and now. Second thing in order to understand the science in the Eastern wisdom is very clear. The science always produces. It wants to create. From the smartphone to the laptop to the computers to the satellite to the ammunitions, everything outside. We need not to create anything. So therefore the journey is effortless. I have to know it only. I have to dispel ignorance. What is ignorance? The incomplete knowledge. What is that incomplete knowledge about myself? I don't have a correct knowledge. I have to remove the error of perception. And the moment I remove the error of perception, that I have the right knowledge. How come? I started the talk. Is sky blue now? No. But it appears blue. What is the message? It appears that I am the body, but I am not. It appears that I am the mind, but I am not. It appears that I am the breath, but I am not. I am something deeper, higher within. When the mind starts contemplating and reflecting on the principle, I can promise you 60% of our anxiety drops away. The fear dissolves. The conflict melts away. So that is why not only learning the principles is important, but also contemplation and reflection on it. Pick up any principle. Peace is my essential nature. Happiness is within me. And then you ask your mind to think about it. How come the happiness is within me? And the moment you start thinking, contemplating and reflecting on it, 60% of the worries drops. Then comes why to practice mindfulness? To know myself. What happens if I know myself? It brings an end to the suffering. Why? Because the Master says the knowledge of the self liberates us from the suffering, from the miseries, from the dualities and conflict. How? Why? To transform the mind. Why to transform the mind? Does it has to do anything with my conflict and duality and fears? Yes, everything is experienced by the mind. So if I change my mind, my fears and the anxiety drops away. Is mindfulness educating and disciplining the mind? Yes. It helps us to discipline and educate the mind to reach to a stage where the mind transcends all these dualities. What happens? I experience fearlessness. I experience the wisdom is there. I experience peace is there within me. I experience happiness is within me. Come what may. Whatever happens in the external world, I still remain in peace and happiness. That is why we should practice mindfulness. Third part. Now coming to the practice. How? So I am repeating again. First, learning the principles. Second, contemplation and reflection on those principles daily. I am not saying you have to spare time for it. You are driving a car, peace is my essential nature. The mind can be focused there. You are cooking your lunch and the dinner. Allow your mind to remind, peace is my essential nature. Happiness is within me. And then start acting, contemplating on that. 2 steps. Third step is the regular practice. Regular practice for the wisdom. Now, what is the practice in Eastern wisdom? And specifically, with reference to the mindfulness. What is this practice? So it is not a physical exercise you do in gym and you go to WOW, you go to Law Fitness. No. So Master says practice is used for the word practice. In Eastern wisdom, we use the word upaya. Upaya. What is the meaning of upaya? Approaching near to myself, sitting near to myself. When I sit near to my real self, I awaken to inner peace and happiness. So that is why the Eightfold Path of Mindfulness, explained by Buddha, is a very high practice. I have to become a seeker. Who becomes the seeker? Who is committed, who is ever ready, who has contemplated the principles, reflected on it, whose mind has a conviction that the peace is within me. That mind is not affected by constant changing body. Some day the body is sick and the other day the body seems to be healthy. No. Now that mind which is not affected is a right seeker. Then comes approaching near to the self. How long? Constantly allow the mind to approach to the real self by understanding the right knowledge about the self. The mind drops. It merges. It is transcended. Approaching near to the near self means what? I discover the never changing reality. Mind is always running outside. Why it is running outside? When you start contemplating, okay, why the mind is running outside? Just to seek peace and happiness. There is nothing more than that. Pleasure is happiness. Satisfaction is happiness. That doesn't remain forever. Pleasure doesn't remain forever. I give a meaning to the life. How? I help others. I value happiness. But I feel a joy helping others, but the next moment the mind returns again. So the last point is to discover yourself. Is the journey of mindfulness. Let us start our journey. Close your eyes and let us start our journey of the mindfulness today. Close your eyes. Close your eyes, sit or lie down, whatever is more comfortable to you. The more comfortable to you, see that. So, first step, again, being comfortable, carefree, and casual. I have been repeating it, but repeating in a different ways. So, the first step when we say being comfortable, carefree, and casual, it is a knowledge practice, if I use the term practice. Even though it is not required. How come? When I say you are comfortable, you need not to do anything. In being comfortable, you have to become aware, you have to know what to know. Understand that. What to know. To know the body. So how to know the body? Through the sensation and experience. The experience of being comfortable comes from sensation. So what sensation gives you? That is why we use the term sense organ, the instrument of knowledge. So, instrument of knowledge Instrument of knowledge, who are they? Sense organs along with the mind. So that is why I say, look at the neck joint, feel the sensation, experience being comfortable. Experience being comfortable. Yes. Experience being comfortable. At the same time, we also experience the steadiness. So sensation, then sensation is a knowledge. You see, that is why I say it is a knowledge practice. Then we experience being comfortable. So that experience is again our knowledge. When I say steadiness, that is also our knowledge. We are not doing anything. Remember, we are not doing anything, my friend. Okay. So let me look at the shoulder joint. Feel the sensation. When you feel the sensation, you also experience the steadiness. Hip joint. So repeat practice, but every time when you repeat practice, you have to repeat it consciously. If you don't repeat consciously, then it doesn't work. Remember, that is the key. So look at the knee joints, feel the sensation, being comfortable and steadiness, the entire body. Entire body is, you experience the sensation being comfortable and experience the steadiness. You should consciously experience what? You should consciously experience sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. What about carefree? Knowledge. What is that knowledge? The mind is always running. We know it. But are you aware of it? Are you aware of this pattern of the mind? No, I know it from yesterday. No, it will not work here. I must know here and now. How do I know? Look at it. How? Just do nothing and looking at the mind, by the mind. So what happens? What happens? I see. Thoughts are coming and going. Thoughts are coming and going. That is the first point. So what is that knowledge? I get a knowledge that thoughts do not stay in my mind. Do not stay in the mind. What should I do? Nothing. That becomes care. That is the state of being carefree, my friend. See that, how easy it is. Why it is easy? Because we have understood clearly. So the person who has understood clearly is a seeker. Person who understands clearly is a seeker. So then what happens? Then come let go of the thought. And let go of the thought. Let it come. Let it go. But if you do not understand first, what to understand? Principles. You do not contemplate, then it does not work. And that is why people say, no, I have been doing it for so many years. Pay attention to it. So now in the state of being comfortable, carefree, you are casual also. Not causal, being casual, being natural. Natural means coming from nature. And comes that coming from nature, what I have to do? Nothing. So in the first step, in the first step, we have glimpse of the mindfulness. Oh, I have to do nothing. Look at it. That is the key. So again the knowledge practice. So this time first we will have a knowledge knowing the breath. Why we know the breath? To naturally focus. One, prevent the mind to go up, prevent the mind to move outside. Two, and enter deep within ourselves. Oh, that is why we become aware of the breath. Let us see. Let us see. So look at the breath. So what happens when you look at the breath? You experience what you experience. Breath going in and coming out. Watch it. Observe it. Watch it, observe it, and also know if mind is still wandering on thoughts or it naturally returns on the breath in and out. See that we are doing with the knowledge. Right knowledge is the foundation, is the beginning and also the end. Understand, my friend. Right knowledge is the beginning, is in middle, it is the end. End of what? Mindfulness. Yes, right knowledge is the beginning, in the middle, and end. So what exactly is the right knowledge? I'm simply looking at the breath that is going in and out, and we are feeling this sensation. Second point. Now feel sensation of breath that is going in and coming out. That is in and out. So two things. Why two things? Two things or two awareness on the breath. First we know go in and out. Second, we know sensation of the breath. Both are experience of the mind. Okay, so what is that experience? It drops the wandering mind. Second, it gives us a sense of relaxation. Why? We discover when the mind is living within. We discover when the mind starts its journey inside. Relaxation is natural outcome. And this outcome is disturbed. Understand that point, is disturbed when mind changes the rate and rhythm of the breath. So what should we do? We should be aware. We are aware that mind is not changing the rate and rhythm of the breath with the conscious experience of what? In and out and sensation. Now see that we have three-pointed awareness of the breath. Look at it. How easy, because we are not doing anything. This is known as upaya. Upaya means what? Approaching near. To what? Come on near to our real self. How? Moving and living within. I'm explaining every aspect of it, and that is what it makes a higher practice. If the mind is aware, it is listening, it is applying the principles, you are already there. So what happens? Pay attention, what happens? You experience relaxation and calmness. So it is not, the relaxation is not the ultimate goal. I have to find out myself. But I'm relaxed. So the relaxation helps us. Relaxation. What happens? Relaxation helps us. First, it helps us to change the mind. Second, it raises awareness. Third, it drops the wandering mind. We need all these in order to pursue the path of mindfulness. Relaxation is the beginning, it's okay. It drops the wandering mind. And somewhere deep down, the mind is ready to change. How come it is ready to change? It starts understanding by experience that relaxation is insight. Understand that part. So then, wandering mind knows that it should move within. And the easy way, one of many easy ways, is breath awareness. But the breath, not focus. Not focus on the breath. And then we qualify the breath awareness with a three-pointed awareness. The breath is going in and out. You feel the sensation of the breath and no change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. And the mind has minimized its distraction. It enjoys that state. It enjoys the state by regular practice. So what should we do now? Let us examine and experience the change in the body by the next step. That is, now look at the head and the neck. Be there. Wait there. And experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. We are going a little deeper. Again, observe. What to observe? Whether I say watch, observe, or I can say no. If the mind is still there on the head and the neck. Why? Because mind is experiencing sensation, relaxation, and stillness. And that too without doing anything. Without doing anything. Understand, my friend, what we need. Again, it is a knowledge practice. So, look at the right arm. Feel the sensation, relaxation, stillness. Move your mind to the left arm. Why we are repeating? To allow the mind to discover what to discover first. We are not doing anything. Second, we experience mind is moving and living within. Third point, it is the state discovered, not produced. That is the key point. Look at the chest and the belly. Feel the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Look at the right leg. Feel the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Move the mind on the left leg. Feel the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. The entire body. Now we will become aware again. What is that awareness? Of right knowledge. We will explore. That becomes a hard practice. First, understand the false knowledge. Simple definition: that changes but appears not. We never feel as if something deeper inside the body never changes. So when we are 10 years old, we say, this is I am. Look at it. So the body is changing constantly. But what happens? The mind confirms that I am the body and I am not changing. So there is a contradiction, and that contradiction is ignorance. And that ignorance causes the suffering. How simple it is. Pick up one. So, right knowledge we remember. It is eternal, never changing. So, what about the body? Look at the body. Shape and size changes. Okay, shape and size changes. It changes its physiology, its biochemistry. It changes from youth to old age. It is born, and whatever is born has to go one day. With that knowledge, look at the body. So what happens? You awaken that I am not the body. What is that? Sky appears blue, but is not blue. Understanding that knowledge. So I am the body, mind says. Reality, but the reality is I am not the body. That instantly brings the freedom. We will continue our journey. Do nothing. So, do nothing is also learning from experiences. Learning from your experiences. Just learn. Learning is always there in the field of awareness. It is very deep when the mind is living within. And we experience the inner peace and happiness. Buddham sharanam gacchami. Sangham sharanam gacchami. I interchange these verses based on their contemporary mental state. Dhammam sharanam gacchami. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand. Bring your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. And now we will share our experiences.